Harvey to the rescue. The island of Sodor is covered east to west in railway tracks. In fact, the main line of the Northwestern Railway is over 85 miles long. Keeping all the tracks maintained takes a hard-working team of engineers. The STM, Sodor's track maintenance team. They are the unsung heroes of Sodor, keeping the rails in good order and very smooth. Basil, the works diesel, helps the STM with their supply trains. But there's been more work for the STM to do, and they needed another engine to help out. The Fat Controller agreed with them and promised to find an engine right away. One day, Basil was sent to Brendan Docks to collect the new engine. He arrived just in time to see the new arrival being unloaded from a ship by Cranky the Crane. It was heavy. "This makes my chain ache," groaned Cranky. The engine looked like a tank engine, painted green and black, with large wooden buffers and a metal crane on the top of his boiler. When he was on the rails, Sir Topham Hatt walked up with the 4 gentlemen behind him. "This is Harvey, the crane engine," the Fat Controller said proudly. Bill and Ben thought Harvey looked strange. Harvey was just happy to be on the ground. He didn't like dangling from Cranky's arm at all. The gentlemen were the managers of the STM, and they inspected Harvey. "Very good, sir," said one of the managers, "but we need to see him in action first." "Very well," said the Fat Controller. "Tomorrow Harvey will give a demonstration. If it goes well, he will join the STM." Basil was then asked to take Harvey to the works at Craven's Gate. On the way, they talked to each other, and soon they became good friends. At the works, Harvey was inspected and repainted red. His name was painted on his side tanks, and the number 18 written on the side of his crane arm. That evening, Basil returned to the works. He saw Harvey parked near the sheds. He didn't look happy. "What's the matter, Harvey?" asked Basil. "It happened earlier," Harvey said, and explained everything. You see, earlier that day, Harvey could hear the other engines talking about him while they were at Craven's Gate station. "Harvey's different. He doesn't even look like an engine," said Henry. "Surely the Fat Controller won't let him pull coaches," sniggered Gordon. "He's just Cranky on wheels," said James. Basil felt sorry for Harvey. "Don't worry. Sometimes it takes time to make new friends." "Maybe coming here wasn't a good idea," Harvey chuffed sadly. "The others don't like me. I'm too different." "Different is what makes you special," said Basil. This made Harvey feel better. But he still wasn't sure he wanted to stay where nobody wanted him. The next day, Henry was puffing down the main line with a long, heavy goods train. He was having a smooth run until he reached Gordon's Hill. When he reached the top, the fireman looked back. "Oh no," he said. "One of the trucks has got a hot box." Henry stopped at the top of the hill, and his crew was about to put on the brakes when it happened. "On! Shouted the trucks, and bobbed Henry's crew off the footplate. Henry raced down the hill, with the trucks laughing behind him. Fast we go, put him along, don't let him slow!" "Help!" cried Henry. Thankfully, the station staff at Marion had been alerted. They switched Henry onto the runaway siding. Henry crashed into the bank of earth, and he and the trucks derailed. Luckily, no one was hurt, but the main line was now blocked. Just then, a Land Rover pulled up. Inside was the managers of the STM, on their way to the demonstration. They got out and inspected the damage. "Don't worry, Henry," one of them said. "We'll help you back onto the rails." One of the managers then went to the station to phone for help. Harvey and Basil were at Crovan's Gates workshop when the foreman came with the news. "Henry's come off the wells at Marin Station. We need you both to rescue him and clear away the wreckage." "I'll do my best, sir," Harvey said bravely, and he set off immediately. Basil collected the breakdown train and followed after him. Soon they both arrived and set to work. Basil and the breakdown cranes helped Henry back onto the tracks, while Harvey helped to clear the undamaged trucks away. While they worked, the Fat Controller arrived in his car and watched the rescue. In no time, Henry was back on the tracks. Basil took him straight to the works, leaving Harvey to clear up the mess. The managers of the STM were very impressed. Soon the main line was clear and open for passenger and goods trains. Sir Topham Hatt and the managers spoke to Harvey. "That was the best demonstration of all," said the Fat Controller. "The managers of the STM have decided that you shall join their team. Welcome aboard." "Oh, thank you, sir," Harvey said proudly. That night, Harvey stayed the night at Tidmouth Sheds with the other mainline engines. This time they were different towards him. "Well done, Harvey," said Gordon. "Very useful," said James. "Welcome to North Western Railway," cried out Bear. "Perhaps being different can be good after all," Harvey said to himself. Harvey smiled happily, but before the engines could fall asleep, they noticed the Fat Controller walking towards them. He had some grave news for the engines, but that's another story.